Another great episode of AEW Dynamite. A couple things to talk about. The main event was good. MJF started the show. Kenny Omega in action. Samoa Joe in action. Couple of key things I'm going to talk about. So yeah, before we start the video, like and subscribe, and let's get to it. All right, so before we get right to it, I know the video's getting posted really late. Again, I said it on my last video. I'm not really feeling too well. I woke up, an hour after the alarm that I put on for this morning, and I wanted to work on the video before I went to work, but it didn't work out that way, and I didn't have enough time to do. So I have time now, and I posted it. So we're here. But anyway, let's get on with the action. Well, the action. You know what I mean. Let's get to the video. So, excuse me. Let's get to the video. So we start off with Tony Schiavone in the ring, and he calls out, not literally calls out MJF, but you know what I mean. For the interview, he calls him out. MJF comes out. Then MJF just started talking a bunch of stuff. He was talking about he has the best watch, the best cars. I can't remember exactly what he was talking about, but he was just saying a bunch of stuff that he was just like, he has the best everything. Even the girl. He said, I have the hottest girl or fiance, wife, whatever the hell he said. I can't remember. Bite me. Anyway, then he started talking about any other champion from any other promotion that says, they're the champ. Well, flip the channel or he said something, I can't remember exactly how he said it, but he said, flip the channel because whatever is coming out of their mouth is coming right out. It's the same shit that's coming out of their ass. I think he said it like that. Or maybe I'm just making that up. I don't know. I know he said that, but I don't know if he said shit. I don't know. I said shit again, and that's the third time I said it. Sorry. Anyway. But basically, once he said that, then Tony Schiavone's face was just like, he was spitting fire. MJF. He's the best. He's my favorite wrestler in AEW. Everybody has their Will Ospreays, their Kenny Omegas, Swerve, Hangman. Everybody likes those guys. I like MJF. I'm an MJF guy. And don't get me wrong, I love them. I love Kenny Omega. I love Swerve, Will Ospreay. I love those guys. But MJF, I love bad guys. So he's funny too, But then this brings out Brody King. And he starts off by telling MJF, right now I could rip off your spine. I mean, that's murder, but but he said, I'm not going to do that because he wants a shot. Well, he didn't say he wanted a shot. He said he wanted a match with MJF. So MJF goes to the corner, he thinks, and then he comes back and he goes, I put some thought into it, and who have you beaten? A bunch of schmucks, a bunch of jabronis, a bunch of jobbers. You didn't really face anyone until you face some elite talent. Then you could come and challenge me. But until then, the answer is no. And then he tried to put his fingers on him, and he got too close, and he intimidated him, and he's like, all right, I gotta go. I got things to do. MJF being MJF, he's the best. So yeah, and then we hit to the backstage. We had Hangman, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight, and I think it was Renee Young. I believe so. Yeah, Renee Young interviewing them, and then we get to a point where Hangman is trying to give him a pep talk about how to be Samoa Joe. But you know what? Before I get there, I think they were trying to come up with a name. And did Speedball Mike Bailey suggest them to be called Horsecock? I don't know. I think he did, because I'm pretty sure we'll get to it, but I'm pretty sure he told Hangman, let's be called Horsecock. I I don't know if he exactly said horsecock, but everybody was chanting it throughout the night, I think, or in his match. And then I think it was only his match. But yeah, it was hilarious. But yeah, then Hangman's telling him, yeah, you have the speed. Samoa Joe's a hard hitter. You can gas him out. Basically saying he could gas him out. And Speedball smiling. He walks away. Then Hangman's about to follow, and then Kevin Knight goes, "How can I beat Swerve?" And then Hangman just thinks really hard, and I don't even know if he even answered that question. He said something. I didn't really hear what he said. You know, you can write in the comments what he said. I didn't really hear him. And I don't know. Whatever he said, he looked pleased to me. I don't know. He didn't really like react barely, but he just like smiled. I don't know. He looked confident. I don't know. But yeah, he looked confident to me. It didn't really look like to me that he was disappointed in that. I feel like Hangman, he has so much respect for Swerve that is just like, I don't know. I have no answers for that. So it's just the way they ended that. He looked pleased to me. I don't know. That's just how I feel. That's how I took that. So yeah. Okay, now we get to the Speedball Mike Bailey and Samoa Joe match. A lot of interference Jesus, I'm all over the place. A lot of interference with the ops. I don't know what's going on, Samoa Joe. You really need their help. And by the way, listen, those of you who do know, Powerhouse Hobbs is no longer in AEW. They lost the match, right? It was pre-recorded. So they did this thing where Powerhouse took the pin, but it was like a roll-up pin. And no angle, nothing. And now, of course, he can't be there now because now he's signed with WWE, those of you who know. And nothing. They have mentioned nothing. Not even like a video package. Oh, we kicked him out, or he quit on us. Nothing. Just nothing. We got nothing. It was just like 1 minute he was here, 1 minute he was not here. And we just it was like somebody literally just took out the I don't even know what that device was called, but from Men in Black, and just went like this. And it just flash. Like literally that's what happened. And we're supposed to forget. But us nerds, we're not gonna forget. So yeah. At least WWE, when no one doesn't show up anymore, well, WWE now, like people who would like no longer be there. I mean, I take that back because they're doing the same thing with Tommaso. Jesus, Tommaso Ciampa. It's like he disappeared as well. So sorry, I take that back. Yeah, what is up with these people sometimes that just don't do anything? Like, at least do something, you know? Like, the whole thing with Mariah May before she went to WWE, at least she lost her last match, and then that was it. They just didn't show her anymore. And, okay, that's fine. Then, other people, I can't remember everybody's exit, but some people's exit didn't really go too well. They disappeared as well. But a lot of the people who's signed to go to the WWE, they all just disappeared. And I think Jade Cargo, when she lost her last match with Chris Statlander. Oh my God, Chris Statlander. And yeah, that was her last match. And okay, those two were fine, but everybody else, I don't know. It's like they pick and choose who exits a way where that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people is gonna get that exit how it should go. At least losing their last match, or an angle where they get beat up, or they just mention in the video package, oh yeah, we kicked that person out and they're no longer here. You know, we ran his ass out the company. Something. Give us something. We got nothing. Anyway, let me get back to the match because I went completely off rails. Yeah, so Samoa Joe versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Speedball was really hanging in there. with Samoa Joe. Man, those chops that Samoa Joe was doing to Mike Bailey. Those, it was brutal. And Speedball was getting some good, offense in, but again, the ops were interfering a lot. But yeah, Samoa Joe, in the end, Muscle Buster, 1, 2, 3, and that's all she wrote. Still kind of pissed off about the whole thing with. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. Yeah, Samoa Joe, he wins. Okay, then we get to this Death Riders versus Don Callis family match. I don't really remember them booking this, to be honest with you. Listen, if they booked it last week, then that's on me. But if they booked it on Collision, and be honest with you guys, I've said it before, I don't watch Collision. Not because I don't like Collision, it's just I don't make time for it. Again, I only make time for the pay-per-views and anything special, like Saturday main event or anything like that. I'm not watching Collision. Too much goes on that I don't want to make time for it, if that makes sense. And I know some of you probably say, oh, it's the best thing ever. It probably is to you. To me, I'm sorry, it doesn't get enough hype for me, from what I've heard, and I just don't want to watch it. I've tried it before, and I'm literally just sitting on my phone, and I'm just like, whatever. That's just me. I don't know. I could watch Dynamite on a Wednesday any time of the week. But a Saturday, dude, I got things to do. I got other videos to make. And I don't want to watch Collision. I'm sorry. I just don't. Yeah, I'm going to miss some good matches probably they have going on there. But again, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to make the time for it, to be honest with you. It'll be the same thing for a WWE too. If they was to put a regular show on a Saturday, I'm not going to watch it. Like I said, I'll only put time onto pay-per-views and like special events, like what WWE does with Saturday night's main event, stuff like that. I'm not watching Collision. That's just me. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. I don't make the time for it. That's just me. They should have went. I don't know. They should have picked another day. Pick a Thursday for a show. Why a Saturday? It just doesn't make sense to me. Whatever. Anyway, so they might have made it the match there. I don't know what goes on there sometimes. So yeah, we got the Death Riders. We had Jon Moxley, of course, Daniel Garcia, and Wheeler Yuta. Then we had on the Don Callis family side, we got Lance Archer, Hechicero, and Rocky Romero. Immediately these guys just go to war. And I feel like when you do trios street fights like this, or like any street fights with gang warfares, it's supposed to be earned, right? Like we supposed to build up to that. This is just like random. Sorry, again, bite me. I don't know, but it just feels random to me. But yeah. Anyway, a lot was going on in this match. Like literally, a lot of stuff was going on. I have to literally go back to my notes. All right, so I know at one point, Lance Archer chokeslams Wheeler Yuta into like the table that was set up by the ring announcers. It's like randomly just said, whether I think where the bellkeeper is. Yeah, he just chokeslams him over there. My favorite part was when Marina Shafir just went in there and just stood up to like Lance Archer, and he went to go chokeslam her, and I'm like, this psycho. But she's a psycho too for like standing up to him, and she puts him in like an arm bar, and then she gets help, and then he attempts to do, I think, a choke slam again, and I think they knock him down. I can't remember who exactly did it, and he gets knocked down, and she spits at him. I know it was gum, but it was still like the visual. She just spits at him, and I'm like, Marina Shafir is a freaking badass. Like, oh my gosh, she's such a badass. I love what they're doing with her. Keep it up, just keep it up. She's such a badass. I love that part. And then oh my god, Jon Moxley, he's a psychopath. He brought out this little it wasn't a table. It was like, I don't know what it was. Like something that was set up. It'd be like a project. I don't know, something that you put on like on a project. Like he literally just like put it on a board and he just, all right, I'm gonna put some glass on it, I'm gonna put some thumbtacks on it. Let's add some barbed wire. Yeah. You sick fuck. Oops, I said the word. Anyway. Yeah. He sets that up only to get choke slammed on it. They try to attempt to get Lance Archer on that for like so many attempts. Didn't work. He ended up on it. They had to break up the pinfall. Dude, a lot was going on in this match. I can't remember everything. Then all right. So then they end up into the stage area. Lance Archer's about to choke slam Yuta, right? All of a sudden, you see Pac with his crutches and just wham, just keeps hitting him. Then all of a sudden, Claudio just comes out of nowhere and just like, it was just like an assist kind of thing. He just grabs and just boom. I'm just laughing, like that was hilarious how he did it. And then Hedgesero comes up, and then Marina Shafir again. She gets in there, just wham, right in the balls. I'm just like, all right, they have the numbers game here. Where was all the where was everyone else, you know? And you know, I've already talked about the match before, but where the hell was Hangman and Kevin Knight for Speedball 2? Interesting. But yeah, they definitely had the numbers game here, the Death Riders, and yeah, they won. I think it was Daniel. It was John Moxley and Romero in there. He had him in a chokehold, and then he somehow got out of that. But then Daniel Garcia came in, and I think he hit him with a power driver. I can't remember exactly. And then he put him in a sharpshooter. Here comes John Moxley with the assist. Ooh, stomp. Yeah, he's doing a lot of stomps these days. So hit him with a stomp, and then he passes out. Then we get to the ringside, and then you have he tells Don Callis, tell your boy he knows where to find me. And yeah, that's how we end that. Then we get to a backstage segment with the Triangle of Madness. That's what you call them. And Tekla is basically challenging Chris Statlander, and then Julia Hart challenges Willow Ryder. Jesus Christ. Willow Nightingale. Willow Ryder. Oh my god. And yeah, at the end of all that, Tekla just literally just spits at the camera. Like, that's disgusting. Like, why would you spit in the camera? But yeah, we end that segment. Tekla, that's not nice. I would have told her, now you have to clean this camera, because that's disgusting. All right, now we get to FTR versus let me read the names because I'm gonna get it wrong. As Alec, I don't know, Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. I don't know who these guys are, so you tell me in the comment if you've seen them before, maybe in the indies. I don't know who they are. I honestly don't know. Before we start this match though, Stokely Hathaway, he's funny. He's in a wheelchair. How did he get in a wheelchair? This had to be something that went on in Collision. Again, I don't watch it. He's in a wheelchair and he has a GoFundMe, I think, or a web page, help Stokes out, something. And then Tony Giovanni the whole time is like, it's not real. It's not real. Oh man, and Stokes is just like hilarious. Anyway, so these guys, I thought they were like jobbers, but it didn't really feel like a jobber match. They got some time here. I think I want to say like 5, no, maybe longer than that. I want to say maybe 8 minutes. I don't know how much exact time they got, but it was pretty interesting match. Those boys are flying, and they were like this close from beating FTR too at one point. So it was a really good competitive 8-minute to maybe 8-minute match. I don't know. I'll give them that. But yeah, it was a really good match. Then we cut to the backstage with Chris, Willow, and Harley Cameron. So Chris responds back, and she's gonna take her up for the challenge. And then Willow says she's been waiting, so she's gonna take on her. And then Harley Cameron's like, "Yeah, and Sky Blue, I'm gonna punch you in the face." So okay, wait to include them. They literally have nothing going on. Those two, no belt. Well, she has a belt. The other one doesn't. But they literally have nothing going on. Just do a match between those two and let's call it a day. But yeah, I'm gonna be there just to be there and support. Same thing with Sky Blue. So it's just like, all right. So yeah, that they're literally there just to be furniture. That feels so bad for saying that, but it's literally what it is. Okay, then up next we have Kenny Omega versus Josh Alexander. But before Kenny Omega can even make it to the ring, Josh Alexander attacks him. And okay, he attacks him for a bit, and then we start the match. I feel really bad because Josh Alexander was doing really well in TNA. I feel like he was more exciting over there. Now he's in the Don Callis family. I'm sorry, but he's being wasted. I don't feel like his full potential is. I have no idea, and it's sad because I remember when I went to Full Gear in November, I had these guys behind me, and they were telling me Josh Alexander is kind of boring, and I don't want to argue that because I'm sorry. What has he really got going on? I don't really feel like they're using him to his potential in AEW. He should be winning a lot more matches and being this top guy, but he's just in Don Callis' family. He's just another guy in there. Again, it's my opinion. You may not agree with me, but if anybody's a Josh Alexander fan, come on, he should be treated way more better than this. You know, he's just the guy to take the loss to make the other guy look better. You know. It's very hard. It's a hard pill to swallow seeing this with Josh Alexander, but I don't know. He wins with Kenny Omega wins with a one wing angel, and you can hear Don Callis in the background just no, yeah, it is what it is. And then yeah, Kenny Omega post match he tells Don Callis he gives him credit for striking when the iron's hot. Because when he was hurt, but there's no one right now in the Don Callis family that can beat him at the level where he's at right now. So then he does his whole thing, you know. I do good blah, mwah, good night, mwah, bah, whatever. I said it wrong, but you get the thing, you know. And yeah, that's it. And I've been noticing too that like I think it was the Samoa Joe match, now the Kenny Omega match. He's been watching MJF. He's been watching these matches like after they were over or during the matches. You can see him watching. Yeah, he's literally watching. So he's paying attention to the guys who's been challenging him. So very interesting what goes on throughout the whole night with MJF watching all these matches and then watching everything go down. So yeah, MJF is paying attention to his challengers. Okay, then we get the timeless bomb, right? That's what they're called. Tony Storm and Mina. I can't say her last name. I botch it every time. Shakakara. Yeah. Call me an idiot in the comments. I don't know. I can't say her name right. Versus Megan Bayne and the returning Penelope Ford. She came back already, but yeah, she's back in action. Oh, good for her. She really missed out, you know. Or, you know, in the beginning before all this tag team stuff started happening. But I'm glad she's back. And yeah, having Megan Bayne on your team, you're gonna win. Megan Bayne is a freaking she's an Amazon of a woman. Like, what a woman. But yeah, Megan Bayne was really like dominant here. There was one point she like picked up Penelope and she just like, threw her towards Tony and Mina, and it was yeah. Then it was really good back and forth between the two. Was this the only woman match throughout the whole card? I'm pretty sure it was. Why does AEW do that? I'm sorry. They do one match. Either it's a singles or a tag team. Why do they do that with the women? They have so much women on the roster. Why do they do one match for them every Wednesday? I don't know how much they do it on Collision. Again, I don't watch it, but why do they do one match for the women? I think they do the same thing for pay-per-views. I don't know. They should put more women on the show, honestly. Anyway, yeah, so at one point I literally forget what they do. They do a move. I can't remember what they did, but they pick up the victory. But as they're picking up the victory, Marina Shafir grabs Tony and gives the mother's milk. I think that's what it's called. What a wild name for a submission move. The mother's milk. She has her in the choke, and yeah, they pick up the victory, and then Marina Shafir goes in there, puts their hand up, and she's just throwing up the middle fingers to the crowd. And yeah, that's how they win. And maybe they'll get a tag team match soon. I think they're getting a tag team match soon. I don't know. I can't recall. Again, maybe it was announced on the Collision. I don't know. But it's hard to keep up with all this wrestling, especially when I do this by myself. So yeah. Look, I'm getting this out really late. So, hey. But yeah, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, they're looking promising, so they'll get their tag team match soon. Alright, now we get to Swerve Strickland versus Kevin Knight in the main event. This match was really good. A really good main event between these two. Kevin Knight, he was definitely showing cockiness in this match with his movesets, and it was one point when he dropped Swerve and he started doing this dance and he was just laughing. He was kind of pissing Swerve Strickland off. And then you had Swerve, who he did, I don't know what he did, like a backbreaker or something. He did something. He in the hardest part of the ring, they were like on the ropes and just, it's back. And I was like, that would look nasty. Then there was another one where I think he did a pile driver right in the barricade where the fans were. And I was like, Swerve Strickland is a freaking psychopath. So all this stuff that he does is just like, okay. But yeah, Kevin Knight definitely has some offense in here where he was definitely a lot of 1-2 oohs in this match. But yeah, then there was another moment where it looked like Kevin Knight won. And it was like 1-2, and then Swerve, his foot, I think it was like ring awareness. He's a veteran. Literally, his foot was on the rope, and then after everything, he goes, he was like literally like, "Oh, you almost had me." And Kevin Knight looks like he can, like, again, I'm gonna bring it up. He looks like he can be a good heel, and like he could turn on Speedball down the line. Unless they do a swerve and have Speedball turn on him, but I suggest they don't do that. Speedball looks like more of a face, and you can have Kevin Knight be a heel. That'll be good. Would love to see that match between those two down the line. But yeah, then Swerve Strickland, he gets him into another, I think, I don't know what you call that move. He literally had him like, I don't know. I can't remember the move name. He drops him. Like, literally, it's like he has him on his back, but the way he's faced is weird. He drops him. Then after he does that, then he hits him with his finisher. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Oh. See, like, I know I was missing something. There was another moment where Kevin Knight did hit the house call on Swerve Strickland. So you see what I'm saying? He can definitely be this heel. But yeah, a lot of movesets, a lot of stuff going on in this match. Back and forth. Swerve Strickland, he won. And the Raptors, you had MJF watching the whole time. So he paid close attention to this match. And he's paying attention to all his challengers. So yeah, he was watching this match, and yeah, we end the night with Swerve Strickland with the victory. MJF really looks concerned, or he just looks upset. I don't know. I guess he didn't. Yeah, it's like a box closing in for him with all these challengers. So Kenny won, Samoa won, and then Swerve won. We didn't get a Hangman match tonight, but we'll probably get one next week or in Collision. I'm not too sure, but yeah, that's how we end the night with AEW Dynamite. And again, this video is really late. Again, I don't feel good. And me trying to record this, distractions a lot. But hey, like I said, literally, I'm probably gonna move my my set somewhere else so that if people do walk by or if I got stuff going on, I won't have to worry about that anymore. But I don't know, I'm figuring it out. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching my videos. Like and subscribe. I'm click one of the videos that I put on here. I'm trying to not skip another AEW one. That's why I posted this one late. I didn't do one last time. And the other one I did on a Friday. So yeah, it's best. It's like, I don't know. AEW's been like a curse for me to get this video out. But I've been getting the W ones out, you know, on time. But anyway, like and subscribe. Click my links on the description boxes. And I'm definitely going to try to do one tomorrow morning. So I'll probably record another one before, or get my ideas down. Wake up early in the morning and get this other video out. But yeah, this is J.Bullett in the flesh. Again, like and subscribe. I know I said it like 3 times, and I'll catch you on the next one.